And we're going. Hello, my name is Bryce Tubbs. With me today is Amy Shearer. She is the dream career coach who is helping, guiding retail leaders to overcome fear and self-sabotage. And I'm extremely excited to be able to share this conversation with you today. Thank you so much for coming on the show today, Amy.
Thank you so much for having me. It's an honor.
That's it. What was life like before you got into, career coaching? And what was really the catalyst or cause of events that got you into the field?
Yeah, so prior to becoming a career coach, I was in retail for 15 years. And I worked my way up from being a sales associate on the sales floor to a store manager to a district manager, all the way up to being the VP of retail for North America for a French brand. And I loved my job. I loved being strategic and helping people, helping customers, helping my teams develop and grow over time. But what really shifted for me was just the lifestyle. It was a job that required me to be traveling both all across the US and all across Canada. And I was ready for to be at home and to be more local. So this obviously was before the pandemic, and it was still when you were flying everywhere. And it was about a year ago that I decided to change careers. And it was nothing about it that I disliked. It was more that I was ready for a lifestyle change.
Can you talk about how much you've gained as a result of making this lifestyle change?
Yes. I mean, I think really taking the time, I took time off between leaving retail and becoming a career coach and really did some self-discovery and learned about my values, learned about my truths that I hold, making sure that I was really aligned with my purpose. I'm a believer that we continuously evolve over time, and whatever job we're in the moment can evolve into something else. And so at that moment, it was a big shift, right? Going from one corporate environment into being a solopreneur. So it took some self-discovery, took a lot of mindset work that I did on myself, education, to be able to feel really confident to move forward with having my own business and becoming a coach. But I love the freedom. I love the ability to be able to set my own schedule and really determine what my day looks like. That for me is such a reward. And being able to help people master their mindset is also such a great benefit.
What problem are people generally trying to fix or overcome when they start working with you?
I would say the majority of my clients are looking to find better balance in their lives. And so the initial reaction is to try to figure out a different solution for their career. And it often turns into that, right? So they may have a vision for their dream career, and we work on an action plan to get there. But the immediate feeling is needing the sense of balance. So we work on finding that balance through mindset changes. So having the confidence to say no, having the confidence to not get in their own way in terms of, wanting to achieve going after what they want to achieve, I should say. And really being able to take care of themselves and find time for themselves and time to spend with their family, I think is very, very crucial for a lot of individuals in the corporate environment. So initially that's what we work on. We also work in tandem on an action plan, but I think they feel immediate results from finding that balance.
Okay, so this is a question that kind of popped in my mind. When we think about executives, we think about people who are moving the needle forward. And what are some areas or some signs that we are like maybe self-sabotaging ourselves? And even if we look very, exceptional, what are some areas that cause us to self-sabotage?
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple of different forms that I talk about with my clients, and one of them is comparison. Continuously comparing yourself to someone else and saying, "Oh, I'm not good enough to be at that level. I'm not good enough to get to that point." The feeling of Again, not creating boundaries is also a form of self-sabotage, and it actually is based in the feelings of guilt, kind of feeling guilty about not allowing yourself to have that space for yourself. Also, feeling like you're not worth whatever it is that you've received. And so you back away from really going after your full potential. And that can show up in terms of second guessing your work, not raising your hand in a meeting and speaking your mind and having that confidence. So whatever it is that you are standing in what's ever blocking you can be a form of self-sabotage.
Okay. So what is the first step to, really reversing self-sabotage? To know that we're doing it? Is it to understand the
Mhm.
definition?
I think it's understanding what it is and recognizing how, continuously comparing yourself to others is limiting yourself. I mean, you can compare yourself and look at others in terms of modeling their behavior. And by modeling, meaning, okay, that person achieved success by doing X, Y, and Z, maybe even reaching out to them and having a conversation about how they achieved success. That's a different and more proactive way of just comparing yourself to someone and allowing yourself to stay in a place that makes you feel like you're not good enough, right? So when we're constantly comparing ourselves, I think there's a lot of social media, specifically Instagram, where there's a lot of comparison. And when you see, oh, that person was able to, get to that place because they have years and years of experience, and I won't be able to do that because I'm just starting out. That's a limiting belief. That's limiting you to staying stuck in your own space. So if you were to shift that and say, actually, oh my gosh, this person is in this place where I want to be. What if I reach out to them and ask them how they got there and model their behavior? And maybe I can get there even faster. That's
Yeah,
a way that you can change your perspective.
nice. So, what's been the biggest takeaway from this slowdown time of either quarantine or just transition out of quarantine?
Yeah, I think the biggest takeaway for me in terms of the business was to really shift and focus on how people are taking care of themselves, and also realizing how they want to live their life differently after the virus. I've done a few sessions with corporate teams over the course of these few months to talk about, we do EFT tapping sessions, which is emotional freedom techniques to release nervousness and fear. But we also talk about the things that they've grown to really appreciate, being more connected to their family, being home earlier to have dinner with their family at a reasonable hour, having the freedom to exercise and have a routine in the morning has become really valuable. So for me, it's also about helping others as they transition back into, what was a little bit more typical for them in the beginning. It's about, again, setting those boundaries and having really powerful conversations with their bosses and their leaders and saying, listen, I learned these things over the past few months that has really helped me to feel more productive and to feel more balanced. And I'm actually more focused because I have these things in my life. And I'm saying this because I want to continue. So helping them find the courage to have those conversations, because from my belief, a company can say, hey, yeah, we believe in work-life balance. We believe in you, finding that and having that and having that time. But if you aren't standing up for yourself and creating those boundaries and having that structure for yourself, that's really on you, right? Like you have to ask for what it is that you want and believe that you can have it. So helping people transition back and having those conversations, realizing that they can have both. And it's about really re-engineering how they spend their time and learning that time is really, probably one of the best things that we have, and we shouldn't waste it. We should be focused on what things bring us joy.
Okay. Just kind of switching gears, just talking about vision. What's the vision for as far into your life as you'd like to think about?
My vision for myself.
Yeah.
Um, wow, that's great to ask. I actually have a very specific vision. So, um, one of the reasons why I started the coaching business is because I had this vision 2 or 3 years ago after going to see a shaman. And the vision is of me having a business in the desert. And it's a coaching business, but also a spiritual business where I am helping people, coaching people, but I also have a team of coaches, a team of light workers, and people go there to really experience transformation in their lives. And the name The Recreated, which is my business, came out of that. It came to me in the middle of the night and it woke me out of my sleep. Um, and and at the time, it was just a blog, and now it's transformed into a coaching business. And now I can understand kind of where that vision came from. And yeah, so my plan is to actually, my short term plan next year, I'll be certified to create my own coaching certification so I can certify coaches. And then it'll be a business that supports coaches as well as individual transformations, and it will evolve over time into this ultimate vision that I see for myself in the desert.
Nice. You know, just kind of thinking along those lines, what does success mean to you?
Success is the ability to have the freedom to spend my time helping others and living a life of comfort. There's not a necessary dollar amount or amount of accolades around that for me. I think as I've gotten older, um, success is the ability to have the freedom to do what it is that you want to do and to go after that vision and dream, and knowing in your heart that that will happen for you. And that's what I really try to instill in all of my sessions with my clients, is having that self-belief and learning to live your life in a way of flow, so allowing things to come and go that will benefit you in the long run. The things that may not necessarily be in the plan, be open to that, because it may help you get to where it is that you want to go in an uncharted course and something that you don't specifically have as a vision. So for me, success is allowing myself to be in that flow state and to have the freedom to choose how I spend my time.
Nice. Are you working on anything new, like a program, a conference, a course, anything new?
Yeah, I actually just launched a group coaching program. It started on June 8th. And now we are working on a mindfulness course as well as a business fundamentals course, because I have several clients that are interested in starting their own business. So there are several courses coming down the pipeline. I've also, I think it was about a month ago, I partnered with another coach and we did a webinar series about how to come out of the virus and how you will shift your life and perspective. And so we are now working on creating that as a course to offer to individuals.
Nice. Cool. Where can people go to connect with you further? Where can they go to learn more about you?
Yeah, my website, it's therecreated.com. I'm also on Instagram. And then in terms of LinkedIn, it's just my name. It's AM Shearer. I had to drop the Y because there's another Amy Shearer out there. And you can reach me through Instagram, LinkedIn, or via the website.
Nice. Thank you so much for your time. Really appreciate you coming on.
Oh, it was my pleasure. Thank you so much for inviting me.
You're welcome. And, for those watching, we thoroughly hope that you found this valuable. Now, if you've been searching for a place where people are improving themselves and helping others do the same, I recommend you go and check out our free community. I'm going to put a link either above or below the video. It's basically a mastermind where people come together and support each other every single day. So if that is what you've been searching for, come on and join us inside. I'd just like to personally invite you to that by clicking the links either above or below and learning more. Now, hopefully you enjoyed watching this as much as we enjoyed creating this. Feel free to hit that share button so other people can get some great value as well. Have a great day. Talk to you soon. We're done recording in about 3, 2, and